Hello everyone, welcome to Coaster Hour, and today I will be predicting what new attractions will be coming to the Cedar Fair Parks in 2020. I will use rumors, trends, and sensibility to decide what I think will be coming to the parks next year, and with that said, let's get into this. Starting off with Gilroy Gardens, this park really hasn't added anything since 2014, so because of that, I don't see them getting anything in 2020, and the same can be said for Michigan's Adventure. I mean, they haven't added anything in a really long time either, and for that reason, I also don't think they will be receiving anything new in 2020. For Valley Fair, last year they received some small park improvements, and the two additions before that were a Larson Superloop and a Funtime Starflyer. So with that said, I think Valley Fair will receive a few new kiddie rides for their Planet Snoopy area, as they haven't added any new rides there since 2011. And the last few years has been mostly focused on thrill rides, and they didn't even add anything last year. So for next year in 2020, I'm predicting new Planet Snoopy attractions. For Worlds of Fun, I believe we will see a water park expansion for 2020, as the last addition to Oceans of Fun, or the water park, was in 2015, and it was a water kiddie area, so I expect more thrilling water slides to come in 2020. Dorney Park was a hard one to choose for, but I'm going to predict that they will finally get their GCI wooden coaster in 2020. This park hasn't received a new roller coaster edition since 2012, which was Stinger, and in 2017 it got removed, so this park is overdue for a new roller coaster. For California's Great America, they are almost certainly receiving a water park expansion in 2020. There is already a land clearing and water slide pieces on site, so I expect a thrilling water slide complex to come to California's Great America in 2020. For Knott's Berry Farm, I'm pretty sure they will be receiving a Ghost Town expansion in 2020. That's a park is teasing a fort sort of area right now. But even with this, I do not believe they will receive any new rides within next year, and it will be just a new area, and new rides and possibly a roller coaster will be added in 2021. King's Dominion hasn't gone a thrilling flat ride since 2016, and they have a small collection of them so far. So for 2020, I believe King's Dominion will receive a Mondial Top Scan, as they actually already have two thrill rides from Mondial that were added in 2012 and 2016. So perhaps it is time for another one. So for 2020, I think King's Dominion will be receiving a Mondial Top Scan. Last year, both Canada's Wonderland and Carowinds got some pretty large-scale roller coasters, and because of that, I think this year we will only see some small park improvements as well as a new restaurant for both these parks, as I am expecting this to be an off year. Kings Island is probably going to receive the largest and most noteworthy addition in the chain next year, with a B&M Giga Coaster. Whether you believe the layout leaks are real or not, it is hard to deny that Kings Island is in for a big year in 2020, with the demolition of Firehawk taking place this year, and of course the land clearing. And all signs are pointing toward them getting a B&M Giga in 2020. And lastly, for Cedar Point, next year will be a huge year for them, as they will be celebrating their 150th anniversary, and they have said they will have a huge celebration in store for 2020, celebrating the families as well as the park's past. And because of this, I believe that many areas in the park will likely be touched up, as well as some of the rides. And we also know that they will be adding some sort of new attraction next year, but it won't be a record-breaking coaster. And since the park is celebrating its past, which does have a lot to do with roller coasters and of course families, I think it would actually make a lot of sense if they were to add a family coaster next year, as they haven't added one in a while, and I think an S&S Steeplechase coaster would be perfect for them. Now, it may seem wild to assume this because, or at least predict this, because Cedar Fair has never worked with S&S to create a roller coaster. But the past few years, Cedar Fair has tried to work with coaster manufacturers that they used to not work with much before or ever, with RMC, Mack Rides, and Gerstlauer. So perhaps they could work with S&S next to create an S&S Steeplechase for Cedar Point. And that's why I'm predicting Cedar Point will be receiving an S&S Steeplechase for 2020. And those are all my predictions for the Cedar Fair Parks in 2020. And I think next year won't be a huge year for Cedar Fair, but 2021 may actually be kind of a different story. So with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time here on Coaster Hour.